Hello, everybody, and I hope you're having a blessed day. I've been going around about, in myself of how I want to take my channel, what I really want to do with my channel, because I never really got into what I call the fear porn. I didn't want to do that to people. I think there's enough of that out there. I just wanted to give them some common sense and maybe some easy recipes. No frills, because if things get that bad, which I'm telling you, I believe that they will. Okay, look at what happened in, I think it was Colorado or something, where they had no gas. It had gotten hacked. And how are they going to cook? Did people really have prepared with like what I call electric appliances, maybe electric skillets, even an little electric stove that they could still cook on? We need to think of other things because life itself is not guaranteed that we're not going to have some sort of disruption and something bad coming our way. But at the same time, fear porn does you no good without solutions. And what I've always thought, so to speak, knowledge is power. The more we know how to cook, the more different things we know how to do with less ingredients. Because we can't stock and store everything under the sun. And we can't grow everything under the sun either. I can't grow anything in my area because water is a really big issue. And water is a big issue in every area. And if the day comes that they decide they're going to charge you, because it happened in my area, $500 a month to water a garden, and you're not going to be able to do it. That's what happened in my area. And so gardens went out the window. But, when you think of that, and the latest thing they're talking about is Walmart and what they said, what was tweeted out. Well, folks, I could have told you that a long time ago. Walmart has never really cared. They put on a pretense that they're great at marketing. Hey, don't you remember back in the day when they ad matched everything under the sun? I was a cashier. I remember they used to put on the wall in the entrance of the door when you would come in, up on the wall, all the local flyers from all the stores. Everybody would stand around those and look at them and write things down because they wanted to ad match it. Well, they stopped doing that. They don't even ad match anymore. People have gotten out of it because they do nothing but harass the cashiers. Oh, we don't accept that. No, we don't do that. No, we don't do that no more. Once they got rid of their competition, I worked there. I know a lot of things, and I did not care for what they do. And so I eventually quit, and I eventually stopped shopping there. Now, there is some sort of store usually in the area. And I'm sorry, but I personally will pay 10 cents more for something if they're not out there insulting me in the process. I don't care if they do have it cheaper at Walmart. Doesn't matter. I'll pay a couple of bucks extra. And trust me, I am dirt poor, but I will not go there. I used to get my olive oil there. Well, guess what? I'll get it from Sprouts. That simple. Sprouts charges a lot more for it, but at least they haven't gone on and insulted me and my family in the process of it. Okay, so like I said, I don't like to talk politics and I don't like to talk religion, but we must put our money into places that support us instead of, or at least don't condemn. You shouldn't condemn anybody for what they believe, politically or anything else. So that's my thoughts on it. And I also want to give recipes. It is very hard if you really came down to you had to use what you had on your shelves that you saved and stored at home and could not go to the store. Or if you did go to the store, you could get very little. Or if you were really, really broke and had very little money. So that's what kind of recipes I want to give you. They may be a little bit lengthy, but hey, for those of you who are really interested in what you can do and how you can feed your family quite a bit for very little money, that's the kind of recipes I'm hoping to put. And I'm going to show you how to do some other things too. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a recipe for tuna cakes. Okay, what I want to try to give you guys is recipes to things that you would have on hand if you didn't have money, or you had very, very little money, or things get really, really bad. And so today I'm going to give you a recipe of mine, but it's for tuna patties made from a can of tuna fish, which is something a lot of people do have stored. Now, I have 4 potatoes here, and I've added a teaspoon of salt to this water, and I'm going to cook these potatoes until they're nice and tender, and I'll show you what I'm going to do afterwards. And then, I mean, you could boil them whole if you wanted to, but I didn't because I saved the potato skins. Now, I do not use a potato peeler. I use a knife because that way I can get some of the potato, with the skin. And that's where all your iodine is at, is in the skin. And tomorrow morning for breakfast, I will have this. I will fry this up in a couple of tablespoons of butter once I drain them. And then I'll salt and pepper them. But I'm going to cook these. And one way to know if they're ready is just by taking a knife for the potatoes that we're going to boil and just pierce it, okay? And so I'm going to put these on the boil, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do with this right here is put a lid on it. And that's why I like to use a bowl with a lid, because this is going to go in the refrigerator, and I don't have to worry about something falling into the bowl or the bowl spilling out. Okay, my potatoes, they're ready. And back here I have some onion. And I have a cast iron, a small skillet. Let's see if I can move this over there so you can see better. That I just put 2 tablespoons of butter in. Okay? Because I'm going to saute these onions in this butter. Because I'm going to put the onion in the potatoes. Okay? I had to reach over there to get that in there. But I'm just going to gently saute them, because when you make this tuna cakes, the onion can be a little crunchy if you don't saute it first. So that's why I'm going to do it this way and saute the onion. I'm getting the onion everywhere here. Okay. Now, with the potatoes, my dogs are having a fit. They must have seen something outside. Anyhow, with the potatoes, I'm going to just smash them. Just like that. Okay. We're going to smash this up real good. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Okay, as you can see, I'm just sauteing these onions slightly, just enough to make them like translucent, so that they're much softer on the bite and not so crunchy. And I have my can of tuna opened. It doesn't matter whether you use tuna in water or tuna in oil, as you can see. I've already opened my can. I'm going to be adding this also to the potatoes with this onion, which looks pretty much ready here. I'll give it just another whirl or two. Just depends on, if you like your onion crunchy, you don't have to put onion if you don't like onion. But if you like it crunchy, you don't have to do this step. But I like mine just a little bit softer. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give this a good helping of salt here. I already added the onion to it. It's about a half of a large onion that I chopped up. Now this is parsley. Remember, I mean, you could use fresh, but I'm trying to go with things that we stored. You could even use the dehydrated onions, but I have a lot of onions, so I don't need to use the dehydrated. You want to give it a good amount there. And then I'm going to add the tuna. Okay? My hands are clean. I washed them. I've washed them several times, actually. Okay? And then I'm going to add 1 beaten egg. And then a 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs. Now, I may have to add more breadcrumbs. That may not be enough. So we're going to stir this here and see if I need more egg or more breadcrumbs. Okay? You just want to mix it all in real good, you know. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's all mixed up nice. Now what I'm going to do is make patties. Okay? I'm going to take a ball of this, kind of roll it around in my hands, and then smash it. Shape it. You can make them the size you want. And I've set them on a plate over here to the side. Setting them on a plate. I think I grabbed a little more that time, but oh well. Different shapes, different sizes. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to continue with this. And then we'll come back and we'll fry these. I also have some bacon I need to cook up. I'm going to show you that too. Okay, as you can see, my tuna cakes are ready. I'm going to fry them. But in this pan, I have some bacon cooking. I chopped up in small pieces. It's 3 slices of bacon. Now I'll make some yummy, yummy pinto beans with this. Now, like I said, rice and pinto beans is something that it's cheap, keeps for a very long time, for years. And so it becomes a problem though sometimes when we don't know exactly some really good ways to cook some pinto beans. So I'm going to try to give you one of my favorite recipes, okay? So we're going to let this cook. Then I'm going to show what we're going to do. Okay, my bacon is ready. Now, this is something I'm going to show you. It's called chile de arbol. A-R-B-O-L. It's a dried chile. And that's why I like it. I keep it on hand. It is hot, but I keep it on hand because it's dried. Can add heat to food, a nice heat. And I like it for that reason. In a pinch, it can be used in salsas and all kinds of things. Okay, now, what I'm going to do next here, add my beans. Yummy, yummy. Yes, I did not strain the bacon grease off. You do not want to strain it. You don't. And we're going to let this simmer. And now we're going to start our tuna patties. Okay, we're just going to let that simmer and let's get started on the tuna patties. Okay, this oil here is super hot. So I'm going to, well, maybe it's not super, super hot, but it's hot. So I'm going to start my patties over here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm not a singer, okay? Not at all. There we go. Now I'm gonna drain these on some paper towels. So the excess, I use lard, okay? So that the excess lard gets, drained off of it. But this feeds a lot of people. And for a can of tuna fish and a couple of potatoes, this is a very inexpensive meal. And beans don't cost that much. Not pinto beans, they don't. Not per pound. So, this is a good way to use tuna fish. Because, tuna sandwiches and tuna salad can get boring after a while. And this can actually make a meal. I'm even going to serve some avocado on the side. Let me see. Nope, not brown yet. We want them brown first. Okay, as you can see, I flipped them. They're a little bit brown on one side. Now, remember, they're not coated. So they're not going to have, like a crispy texture like fried chicken or something. Or if they were to have been breaded, with breadcrumbs or something like that. But that's not how you make these. So, and the less items you have to use, the better it is. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to smash up these beans. Oh, they are so good with the chili, the arbol, and the bacon in them. Makes a wonderful side dish. I'm also going to serve just some slices of avocado. I have an avocado, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to serve it with this. Now, if I had tomato, which I don't, and a few other ingredients, I might make a type of guacamole to go with this. But I don't have those ingredients, so I'm just going to serve it with some sliced avocados. But let's get the beans going and we'll take a look at this. Now I have a little bit of cheese, not much. And I thought, I'm going to put this over the top of this. Just a little bit. And let the heat from it melt it. That should make it real good. I had just a tiny bit left over. Now, I buy something called Munster cheese. It's expensive. It's anywhere from $4 to $5 a pound, but there's a store here that has it on sale a lot of times for $1.99 a pound. And I buy a couple of bricks of it and I freeze it. Now, we're going to take up these these tuna cakes. Okay, this is what they look like. And I put more on to cook. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more in the skillet. And then we got 5 here. So, it'll serve 3 or 4 people easily for a can of tuna fish and 3 potatoes. Not bad. Or was it 4? May have been 4 potatoes. Because I cut one of them in half. But, I'm just going to wait till we cook the others. And then I'll plate it up. And I'll show you the beans with these tuna cakes. Delicious. Okay, here it is. We've got our tuna cakes. Beans, all delicious with some cheese. You can see the cheese running through it. And some nice avocado on the side with some salt on top. Now, I don't put lime on it unless it's going to sit for a long time. And this isn't. We're going to eat this all up. But this is an inexpensive meal that you can make from stored food. You don't have to have the avocado. It could just be the beans and the tuna cakes. Made with stored tuna fish and stored beans. Well, God bless you and have a wonderful day.